All right, so today's Thursday, officially day 4. I'm sleeping in the car. It's like noon right now, I think. Yeah, it's like noon. I ended up actually getting some sleep last night, which is nice. And it was muggy because of the rain and the weather and all that. So I was like sweating my fucking ass off. And I had to run my little box fan, not a box, my little fan essentially, like most of the night. No wind moving at all, and I was sweating my butt off. So I ended up charging my phone, charging all my electronics, and then ran the fan. Woke up fine, woke up a little cold, turned things off. We're kind of just chilling. I have work in a few hours, and really all I need to do is just change my clothes and then just walk like 30 feet to go to work. So that's cool. What was the point of me making this or doing this right now? Well, things are going better. Certainly better than how they started. I'm a lot more comfortable now after a couple days of doing this. Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm a lot more comfortable now after a couple days of doing this. Had some moments here or there where I'm like, oh man, it's fucking raining. This sucks. But there's a bathroom nearby. If I need to fill up my water bottle, I can just go inside and be like, hey, can you guys just fill my water bottle for me? If I want to go take a walk around downtown, I could go do that. Even though, like, it's still just really shitty today. Like, it's still raining and cloudy and cold. I'm gonna need to, like, charge the battery again. Probably, hopefully tomorrow when the sun is actually out. Because if I tried to do it right now, I would not get shit. That's fine. I'm gonna conserve battery on the solar generator. I'm gonna charge my phone inside at work when I'm at work. And then I'll be able to have at least, let me do the math. I'll have a few hours at least to be able to use the fan tonight if I need to, if it's like super hot out. But if I need to, I'll just have the windows down a bit more when I sleep. It's no big deal. I was kind of debating on like giving you a small tour of like how this works. But I'd rather do it on a day where it's like actually sunny outside and I can like pull stuff out of the car and sit it on the ground without it like getting wet or rained on. You can kind of like already see how I'm doing this. I'm like, I put the back seat down and I just lay out some shit and I just lay down. And I put up like a cover to block the windshield. That's it. You may be like, well, can't they see you through your other windows? Actually, my other windows are slightly, I know you can't tell, but they're slightly tinted. So from the outside, you could barely see inside. Unless you like actually peek through this like little crack in the window I have here. You could probably barely see me. It's a bit sad, you know, thinking about how I'll probably never see Zeus again. But it's for the best. It's not like he's gonna, you know, have a terrible life. He'll be fine. I just worry about him not getting proper attention. That's all. Pretty normal. I guess literally yesterday, I re-downloaded Snapchat on my phone, which was a horrible fucking idea. in the sense that, like, it's not even gonna be on my phone probably for like a week, and I'm gonna delete it again. You know what I mean? The only reason I re-downloaded it was to, like, you know, send out a snap and like a couple messages to some friends asking how they're doing, because I haven't seen them or hit them up in months. That's really it. I'm gonna probably end up sending them my new phone number, and then go from there. Whew. Man, I'm still kind of tired though. Like, it might just be like laziness tired, but I don't know. Like I said, I really haven't slept well the past few days. Last night was actually the first time where I like made it a goal to like lay down and like get ready for bed at like 11:30. The only issue was I was on my phone just watching YouTube and editing my last video until like 12:30. Which isn't so bad. That new video is up. It's a long one, but it's mostly just ranting about shit, and it was like 2 weeks worth of uploads. And if I really wanted to, I could have cut it down and like cut out a bunch of stuff and made just a separate video of just ranting about all the stuff that I was ranting and raving about. But it's like, man, I'm just gonna throw it out there, and if you want to watch it, go watch it. If you don't want to watch it, turn it off, okay? If you don't want to be like clued in on all this like drama and bullshit, or you don't want to hear about my life experiences or the lessons I could potentially offer you, that's fine, bro. Click off and go find like another YouTube video. You know, go watch Mr. Beast or whatever the kids are watching. This is the real struggles of like a normal mid-20s, late 20s Midwest American man who does not give a fuck. Do not give a fuck. Perfectly comfortable with doing what I'm doing. Even the other day, like, I'm slowly just starting to like just accept it and just start telling my coworkers, you know, like, oh dude, you didn't hear? I'm living out of my car. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, this is literally cool. I'm chilling. Is it sad? Depending on who you ask, it could be sad. To me, this isn't the sad part. This is like peace. You know what I mean? The sad part is like, you know, trying to find a toilet to poop consistently. That is the sad part. That is sad, okay? That's like not even sad. That's just a minor struggle, you know? Just little things like that. Just finding a place to poop. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could think of today. Yeah, like I said, I'm finally like getting comfortable with doing this and just letting go and being able to just close my eyes and sleep and not worry about whatever. Kind of great, kind of freeing, kind of liberating. I've been trying to do a lot better with like getting a lot of my addictive and addiction problems under control. Probably weed is its own thing, but I feel like with that, it's a substance. I could easily just train my brain to go find something else to do or do something else instead of just load the bowl up and smoke, you know? I could be doing this. I could just make a video real quick and edit real quick if I wanted to, you know? That's, you know, something I used to deal with when it came to alcoholism. I was able to like train my brain to like be like, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, I want it, but I don't need it. And it's the same thing with weed. It's like, I don't need it, but I want it, you know? Because I want to take the edge off. I want to chill. I want to relax. I don't want to fucking slam alcohol and get wasted and fuck up my liver. I just want to smoke weed, maybe take a gummy. If I fuck up my lungs, I fuck up my lungs, bro. But I'm not going to be, like, vaping carts and shit like that. Another one that would probably be, like, a huge thing to get under control would be self-report. It would be a fucking porn addiction, dog. Straight up. Like, you know what I mean? This feels like the first time in, like, a long-ass time where I'm, like, just, like, so fine with not seeing weird shit and porn and shit and jerking off and all that other shit you be doing that fucks up your brain. Like, it's kind of crazy that, like, after only just a few days of, like, working on this stuff, how much my brain kind of just, like, feels better, you know? And then when those kind of urges arise and you have those kind of, like, needs and wants, instead of going right to the phone and, like, you know, like, dude, what? I'm not gonna I have more of a solid mind in my head. I'm not gonna fucking jerk off in public in my fucking car, dude. What are we talking about? That's crazy. So, that's been a lot better. It's like, that's crazy. So yeah, basically working on weed addiction, porn addiction. I'm trying to think. I probably need to work on my soda addiction too. I have an addiction to drinking pop because that is like my curb for my alcoholism, essentially, is soda. But I need to cut down on soda because I'm getting fat and I'm probably going to be a fucking diabetic if I don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking terrible. Drink more water. I literally have my big ass thing of water with me still. Drink more water, drink less pop. Drink more tea, drink less coffee. Although drinking tea is going to be kind of hard unless I get some kind of, like, electric tea kettle. Which that might be the next investment, to be honest. Just a small little electric tea kettle type thing to just boil water real quick. That's good. Ooh, that's good. All right. Yeah, man. Instead of going, like, right to the substance or right to, like, the phone to, like, satisfy these urges, taking time to, like, think about, you know, why am I doing this? Is there something more that I could be doing? What is this trying to tell me? You know, I think the porn addiction for the longest time is, like, that's, like, it was trying to tell me that I was not loved properly, essentially. From the basic foundation, I was not loved properly or given... Okay, I was not loved properly in my infancy growing up, and then as an adolescent, the affection that I received from others, and as well as just, like, you know, when you're growing up and you're a teenager, you know, you want to fuck. You like, you know, you want to fuck, dude. Seriously. And that was me. And you kind of just turn into, like, a fucking degenerate, slinging your dick around, one night stands, and just, like, becoming just such a hollow and shitty person. You know, some of those women did not deserve that kind of behavior or treatment. That's absolutely facts. Actually, I would say a lot. Yeah, all of them. None of them deserve that kind of shit. Nobody deserves that kind of fucking behavior from anybody, let alone, like, a young fucking 19, 20-year-old who really didn't know shit about the world at all or how to, like, properly treat people at the time at all. Now it's like, oh shit, man. Like how I was ranting the other day about how it's hard for me to like connect and have like deep interpersonal relationships. That also kind of like falls back into like an insecurity I have about, you know, my appearance. And I'm insecure about, you know, I'm insecure about normal shit I'd think any guy is insecure about, you know? Is my dick big enough? You know, am I fat? Am I not funny? Am I ugly to her? You know, like all this stuff. And then you constantly feed your insecurities with being on like Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, fucking TikTok, Facebook, whatever. And you're just destroying your self-confidence, always trying to compare yourself to all these fucking people, these Andrew Tate bald men who act like they're the alpha, and they're treating you like you're a beta when you didn't do anything to deserve that name or title in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, you didn't assert yourself. I guess you're a beta. No, maybe you just respectfully did not speak and did not want to create a problem. Sounds like a normal, respectful human being and a very mindful person of others. It's crazy because, like, if this is the kind of shit that I'm thinking about and I'm working on already, and it's only day 4 of doing this and living in the car, man, I should have done this shit years ago. I'm not even fucking kidding you. I should have been, even when, like, COVID first started in, like, 2020, and I was, like, 22, 23, I should have been doing this. I really should have. I should have taken it as a sign when the world was going to shit and they were like, the elites were constructing the most massive amount of wealth transfer from the bottom to the top during COVID, with all of the tax breaks, all of the fucking financial aid, all of these other like PPO loans and all that other stuff, completely lining the pockets of, you know, the top 5%, the top 1%, the top 1% of the 1%. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you have people, I forget the total number, but I feel like within the first year of COVID being really serious, nearly 1 million Americans died. Just Americans. There were like millions across the world who were dying during COVID, and we at least lost 1 million people in America. I'm for sure about that. That being said, during that whole time when they were pulling the fucking rug out beneath our feet and sending all that money to the wealthiest people so they could get more wealthy, so more people like Elon Musk could, you know, have a big fucking stock portfolio and a huge amount of money. And also he bought Twitter, I think, at this time too, nearly. They were playing the culture war anthem, having everybody fight each other about wearing a fucking mask in public and getting vaccinated like it was some kind of bad thing. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You take one video, or you look at one video of like Japan on the subway station. Not even during COVID. Anytime. There were people who wore masks. You want to know why? Because if you're sick and you're going out in public, it's a decent thing to do to wear a mask to prevent the spread of what you have. I don't know why that's such a crazy concept. Then they're like doing all this fucking math and arguing like, oh, well, the masks aren't really that efficient and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then they wanted to make the vaccine a big fucking thing. Me, I took it like a champ. I went and got vaccinated, and I didn't get boosted or nothing after that. I probably got COVID once. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that's how my shit went. I got vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine. Didn't get a single booster after that. And I've been fine since. Now, the aftermath of all that has been outrageous to witness. You know, if you imagine politics and you see politics for the theater that it is, you know, and when I say that, I mean, like, imagine politics, you know, the US government politics, and imagine the WWE. And even right now, those things are like meshed because fucking Linda McMahon is like the Secretary of Education or something like that. Or she's like in the cabinet. Fucking Vince McMahon's wife, the WWE guy. So when you see politics in America, like how the parallels are and how what you see is an act and a show most of the time, and all the actual business that they're doing is closed doors, smoke rooms, not really public, you know, hardly on TV, hardly reported on. Middle of the night, they make these votes and they have these phone calls, you know. Pretty suspicious sometimes, don't you think? They get all this insider information ahead of time and have all these conversations and policy debates, and then they compromise with each other, the Dems and the Republicans. They compromise in the sense that if it feeds the war machine, if it feeds the military-industrial complex, if it increases border security, if it's any kind of spending that could enhance the war machine that is America, they will happily pass that legislation and not give a fuck about what they have to cut or get rid of to do it. When it comes to things like, you know, universal basic income, is it really outrageous for me to say that we should tax billionaires to the point where every American once a month, if you're over the age of 18, gets a free $1,000 check? Is that crazy? You have dudes with multiple billions of dollars. You have a man on track to try to be the first trillionaire in human existence. And you think it's fucking crazy for me to say, hey, taxes should work in a way where there should be less of these kinds of people, and that money should either go back into the public in the sense that it should go to people who are struggling, it should go towards infrastructure that is failing, it should go towards social programs that could help lift people out of poverty and help children and help all these other people who are less fortunate than me. But no. And immediately if you try to talk about that stuff, it's, where's the money gonna come from? How are you going to pay for it? How am I going to pay for it? I'm going to tax the fuck out of you billionaires like we should so that you don't exist so that we can have these things. You know what I mean? Oh, but they worked hard for their money. No, they fucking didn't. They worked hard to steal an idea, maybe. They worked hard to step on others along the way. They worked hard to bulldoze communities, destroy environments, kill just any amount of human beings, animals, wildlife in general. And I'm the crazy one for wanting to say, hey, stop that shit? Dude, get a fucking grip, man. Like, holy shit, we do not need to be trying to colonize Mars. We can't even save our own planet. Fuck's sake. God forbid any country finds out that there's like a natural gas or an oil reserve under where you live, because next thing you know, you're just like Yemen, you're just like Gaza, and you're just like all that. You're like Ukraine. Why do you think Russia invaded Ukraine? Oh, well, actually, it turns out there's a huge oil reserve off the coast of the ocean, or the sea where Ukraine is. Shocker. Why does the U.S. send billions of dollars to Israel to fight nearly 7 wars now in the Middle East? 7. With the war on Iran coming next, it's going to be 7. I know that's like impossible to fathom, but they're doing all of this in the name of what? Literally. Like, what are they doing this for? Money. When you think about how much natural resources are worth, it's like hundreds of billions of dollars that are just sitting there under the ground, essentially. And they feel they have the right to displace this group of people who have a right to exist and starve them, mutilate them, decimate their homes, lay waste to the land they grew up on, all for a fucking barrel of oil that's going to just get burned up and just thrown back into the ozone and destroy the ozone layer. You know? Just stupid shit like that. I'm not a diplomat, okay? I'm not an ambassador. I'm barely a fucking collegiate, I'm barely a collegiate fucking academic, you know? But my God, man, like, it is simple. Other people just make it hard. Corporate interests make it hard, okay? Private companies make it hard. There's a reason why I'm always advocating for nationalizing certain sectors, just because, like, it's outrageous. If you think about it this way, we should be nationalizing groceries and food markets. We should be nationalizing healthcare. We should be nationalizing housing. Because these giant corporations and companies owning all this shit and constantly raising prices for no other reason than they need to hit their figures so they get their bonuses is ridiculous. And I would have thought that COVID would have hopefully taught people that to see that how they do this. Remember inflation? How we still face inflation. We still have inflation now. It's just not as high as it was, right? Joe Biden and the Inflation Reduction Act, which they neutered and could have been way better, you know, at least ticked it down and brought prices down relatively well. And, you know, in some places it was working out better. Obviously, you know, you can't be perfect 100% of the time, but they were trying. They were trying to reduce the inflation that was caused by COVID and all that. But when you look at why that inflation even happened in the first place, the inflation didn't happen because COVID. The inflation happened because they chose to raise their prices. They used COVID as a reason and a guise to, like, raise prices on all their services and goods and act like it was all good and we were just fine with it. Because we all thought it was basically the end of the fucking world. People were going to stores, just buying shitloads of toilet paper and hand sanitizer, freaking the fuck out, not knowing what to do, really. And then meanwhile, they're raising the price of everything, incrementally, over time, of course. And then years after that now, people are like, well, the prices are still the same. You know what I mean? What happened to the years of, like, the dollar menu on McDonald's? The dollar menu on Taco Bell? You know? What happened to, like, just paying $5 fucking for a Little Caesars pizza? Sorry. Give me one sec. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Brendan, that sounds fucking terrible, having to be next to a railroad like that. there is not a lot of railroad traffic, okay? It's not like it's a metro train like in New York or whatever. It's literally like, it's just stuff, man. It's easy. It's quick. It goes by quick. It hardly happens. And even then, it's not that loud, except right there. God, there's like so many things I could just go off on about like how just fucked in the head and how just greed has ruined so many things in this country. It's just frighteningly terrible. All right, I'm done. I wanted to give you a quick update on things. I'm gonna edit this down and probably cut up a bunch of stuff, but I'll see you maybe later. Bye. All right, liberal, listen up, because I'm only gonna say this once. I'm out here, it's Saturday, day 6. I still haven't gotten anything done with my car yet. It won't turn on, but we're gonna solve that problem, you know, soon. It's no big deal. I'm outside, I'm charging the solar battery in the parking lot. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, it's 9:30. I don't know if anybody's really up at work yet, but who cares? They're just gonna see me and I'm just gonna be goofing over here. I found probably one of the best samples for an intro for a song ever. I'm gonna try to fucking get it to Tone and Cortez, and I'm gonna let them see it because this shit was funny as fuck. Anyway, otherwise, today's been good. I got work later today, but I'm just gonna be hanging out, getting some sun, and I might go for a walk. I do need to like look into some kind of gym membership someplace though also, but I'm gonna be handling the AAA thing mostly today. Is that what I'm gonna probably do, but it's not like a thing I'm trying to get done right away really. Like I said, I don't really need to go anywhere at the moment, but we're okay. Everything is all good, and yeah, see you later. So I'm out here, and one thing that I find out is hilarious is that my phone case that I got for my phone has like a magnetic backing to it. So not only does it have like a fold-outable little tripod, but I could just slap it on any metallic surface and it'll just stick right there. So that's fucking cool. I can just have both my hands free whenever I'm doing something now. It's like 11:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I'm in the parking lot. I'm out charging the solar battery because the sun's out. It's beautiful. I got up at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I did a little light workout, some stretching, been drinking water, and they're struggling at work. Straight up, they're struggling at work, and my phone is dry. They are not hitting me up at all. They're not trying to. Yeah, I'm in the parking lot, bro. I am right across the parking lot. Like, I could be in there and ready in like 15 minutes, maybe even less. Pack up my bag, I could be ready in there to help them. But you want to know what? Nothing. Oh, labor and hours. God forbid Brendan works some more hours and save himself from this capitalist hell that we all exist in. God forbid. You know what I mean? That shit is ridiculous. There have been people waiting in the parking lot. I'll show you. There have been people waiting in the parking lot for food and waiting in the drive-thru for food to pick up their orders because they probably don't have food inside ready yet. I wonder why. I wonder who didn't show up today, who isn't doing their job properly, and what are we going to do about it to solve it? Or wait, I'm not on the clock. I'm not on the clock. What is this we? We had a perfect close last night. I left right at 11:30. I came out here, ate my burrito, half of it at least, you know, threw the other half away. I know that's wasteful, but I'm trying to lose weight, so I really should not be eating whole ass burritos. I should really just downsize and just get bowls and then have like a side taco tortilla on the side or something. And I also need to cut pop, so I have my water bottle. I'm just drinking water because we have good filtered water from the store and it's very good. Okay, now, recently I did think that because it's summertime and it's still like the first week of doing this, it would be a good habit to have of writing daily as well as vlogging. vlogging can obviously be condensed down into like a whole day activity type thing of, I can make editing a whole day thing when I'm not at work. I do have to work later today. That's why I'm just charging the solar battery outside and I'm just hanging out and I'm just smoking in the parking lot. But yeah, so that's how today's going so far. It's very nice out. I was considering going for a walk, but I just kind of realized like I don't have really any like sun protection in the sense that I forgot to get like just like a basic SPF 30 sunscreen. You know what I mean? Like, and we had like an extra bottle at the house and I just totally fucking forgot it. You know what I mean? Just so stupid. Like it was a good one too. It smelled like coconut. Man, I'm pissed. I actually forgot that. Anyway. You can tell I like to smell good, all right? I think if you smell good and you feel good and you dress good, you're good. That's definitely, you can tell by how I've wore the same thing for 3 days now. You can tell that I am quite fashionable and expressive with my clothing. But no, seriously, I have like a huge big ass duffel bag of like all my other clothes, essentially, if I ever want to like change an outfit or change around stuff. And I have like a hamper bag to take if I need to go do laundry, and a laundry basket just in case too. And I have enough clothes, I'm pretty sure, to last me like literally more than 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks. You know, I don't know, because like, yeah, definitely more than 2 weeks. Should be good. But also I'm planning on just getting AAA to help me out in the next couple days. But I also just want to make my car payment and my insurance payment first, and then I'll go from there and I'll get in contact with them and see what's up. But in the meantime, we're kind of just chilling. Like I said, I got a nice shady spot, but I also got the sun battery charging. I had my phone charging for a little bit too, which was really nice because there's like a part in the adapter that you can like plug in a USB to, or yeah, a USB A or C, so that's pretty cool. So I was able to charge my phone at least up to 80% pretty quickly. Yeah, it looks like these people are just giving up and going home and probably gonna call for a refund and then complain and write a review or whatever, and we're gonna be like backed up like this probably all fucking day. And just, do I even want to walk into that like environment today of work, on a Saturday, where I already like said before, like, didn't I already say like a while ago, like I don't want to work Saturdays anymore, and I'm back working on a Saturday again, and they didn't even ask me. I mean, they did kind of ask me because it was like a vacation thing, I think, but also recently my manager has been having a lot of stress issues, and she recently had to go to the hospital. Imagine that. Maybe that's like a wake-up call, hopefully, to corporate. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a health expert. I'm not no doctor, but I would say that, high amounts of stress and anxiety, and then people making your life miserable and hard for no reason would definitely send you to the hospital. I wonder how big that bill is. I hope our insurance covers it. That'd be fucking terrible. Don't even get me started on insurance. I'm gonna bust out the Luigi cap if we start talking about insurance, I swear. It's kind of crazy because, like, with the surveillance state we live in, at any given moment, the feds could just roll up and be like, this dude has a dangerous ideology because he's a freedom fighter, and just, like, put a fucking bullet in my head. And I'll be for what? And then they'd read my fucking journals and stuff and see how actually, like, of a nice person I was and how, thoughtful I was. At least a little bit, when I'm not just blazingly high trying to get through the day. That being said, with being downtown like this, I think that I'm always just, I always have the option to just kind of go anywhere downtown or just walk downtown and just go to new places. And with me being kind of stuck here, it's kind of just like, oh, it's always there. So I'm good, There's food places, there's food places, and clothing stores. There's a Salvation Army, believe it or not, in our downtown. That's where I went thrifting in the previous video. So that's been kind of cool. I didn't mean to like kind of put a move on you like I'm like putting my arm around your shoulder, but like I'm bringing you in here because I want to like give you some big brother advice. You can work with people, but be careful who you work for. That's for sure. Work with people, but be careful who you work for. You know, I know some of y'all don't even have a job and you're looking, or you need one, or you don't want one. I want it all to burn too, but who the hell's gonna pick up the pieces and rebuild it? Think about it. Think about it logically. If we destroy everything without a plan to rebuild it with the right people beforehand, what are we gonna do? It's not just gonna be like some phoenix out of the ashes. It's gonna be like chaos in some scale. Some places will be fine, some places will destabilize. And then what? More people will die, and then there'll be like probably just a bunch of like crazy shit. And then the whole rest of the world's gonna look at us and they're gonna be like, they wanna talk about being the fucking leading force of democracy in the world? That's laughable. It's laughable because like, dude, we got a straight dictator. He just like does whatever he wants, and then the legal system that's supposed to keep him in check says no, you can't do that, and then he goes around it anyway. Is that not like what the like? There were checks and balances, weren't there? Clearly the balance is off, you know? If we had like any imbalance in any part of the system, there would be like a definition of what that would be. You know what I mean? If we had an overbearing Supreme Court that was extremely leaning in any direction and was actually, you know, not based on justice and was bought out also by interests and funded by this, oh wait. Well, at least Congress has the elected officials who are voted for and by the people, and, you know, they're the ones who really go out there and they're knocking on doors and are promoting positive messages and voting for policy that is right? They're voting for, they're going along with it. You know? They're kind of just going along with it and saving face, being like, oh, well, we tried some aspect. And you expect us to trust these people? I wouldn't trust them with I wouldn't trust them with shit. I guarantee you, if I gave them like $1 and I said, hey, could I have this back tomorrow? I don't care what you spend it on. Can I just have it back tomorrow? They would find a way to not give it back and actually try to give them more. You know what I'm saying? How much does $1 really cost? Can you buy an election? Clearly. Can you threaten the balance of power with money? Absolutely. Can you influence mass amounts of people with propaganda and messaging that is misinformed and meant to distract the working class to have them fight amongst each other? Oh, it's pretty easy. When you have these super mega platforms that get billions of dollars that just allow any and other, you know, crazy fucking shit to allow on their platform. They police it because they're private platforms to an extent, but, you know, people can run rampant with any kind of crazy fucking nonsense they want sometimes, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Everyone's allowed to be that fucking crazy dude on the side of the road in their underwear with the end is nigh. You know what I mean? Everyone's allowed to be like that. But clearly the system has failed at some point, you know, dating back decades ago, brother. Think about like Vietnam and like all the shit that happened post World War II. Like, just the insane amount of things that have happened, even in that time period, and the consequences of all those things that have led to today. Not just here. Like, I'm in a pretty tranquil place. I have the ability to speak freely like this. But when you look across the sea and you see the Middle East and you see all these wars and all these children dying and starving and all these people, innocent women and children, and just men trying to survive, it's like, oh my God, dude, what the fuck? And it's all for what? To watch the world burn, to watch the animals die, to watch people suffer, and to hold a fucking, to have an island and like wipe your ass on a golden fucking toilet. Like, dude. It's gonna change eventually. I think people will wake up at one point. And people are waking up at least a little bit. But like, you gotta pull off the whole curtain. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the theater, think about it. You have the stage, and you have the curtain that drops to block the stage, right? So the audience can't see anything. That's when they do costume changes. That's when they do set changes and all that other stuff. Then, curtains come back out, everyone applauds, and we all start, song and dance. What's going on behind the other curtain, dog? Think about it. Think about all the production work going on still while the play is on. I'm breaking it down for you, like, band nerds and theater nerds, because I respect you and I want to, like, use your terms because it helps make an analogy of the system we're in. When you have the political theater that we're all thrown into and we see every day blasted on the news, and then you have the politicians doing their song and dance when they're on the floor and on C-SPAN and all that stuff, and we're all watching it, we're watching it happen, and then they vote on these things, they put these policies in place, and next thing you know, we got this big beautiful bill. It's a big, beautiful bill. It's a big, beautiful tax cut. They're gonna love the tax cut. I swear. And we're gonna get rid of the EV mandates. And oh my God, my boyfriend is now mad at me. My billionaire boyfriend who donated nearly $250 million, more than $250 million to my campaign, is mad at me because I do not want to subsidize his shitty fucking electric vehicles that look ugly and stupid. And then he shoots a rocket up into space and it fucking blows up. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of world are we living in, dude? You want to know what I saw the other day? I saw a video of a girl walk through fire in a hospital or a school, and all of her siblings died because of a bombing. I was exposed to, like, live leak and shit at, like, 13 or 14 years old, dog. I saw, like, I remember, bro, you see what I mean when I'm desensitized to, like, violence? I still see it. You're not seeing what I'm seeing sometimes, where it's like, you see, it's easy to, like, be caught up in your own immediate surroundings and be like, oh, everything's fine. But that's, like, the whole point of that fucking meme. The dog sitting, like, oh yeah, this is fine. He's caught up only in his immediate surroundings. He can only see what's in front of him and on the table. And, like, you can't just be caught up on what you see in front of you in front of the table. You got to take in everything around you. There's a whole world out there. 7 billion people out there, dude, at any given point, living and dying, trying to do their best to survive. We are on a small rock in a fucking galaxy solar system. Sorry, hold on. Let's get small then big. We are on a planet in a solar system consisting of 9 other planets and a dwarf planet, or something like that. We have a sun that we orbit around. We are located in a galaxy way out in like the infinite space that is ever expanding, that has been expanding for hundreds of millions of years. And yet we are like, somehow we think we're the only like sentient kind of life form, or any kind of life form in general in the universe or something. Dude, what? Even if all that alien shit is real or fake, they would not be fucking with us. Are you kidding me? They'd be watching it all happen just like I'm watching it happen. Where it's like, you watch it like theater. You're like, what's on today on intergalactic TV? Well, let me tell you, the Flumbus. No, it's like, I hate to make a joke about it, but dude, like, you watch the world burn so many times, it's only a matter of time before you got to do something about it to make it sure that it stops happening. You know what I mean? Mass deforestation efforts, destruction of natural waterways, and, you know, complete annihilation of wildlife and small ecosystems and major ecosystems. And you expect me to just be like, yeah, I'm cool with all this, dude. Because fucking what? No, I'm not cool with it. That shit makes me upset as fuck. It makes me want to do something about it, but I'm only one person. I am simply one person, and I can only speak my voice. God forbid they get me on a soapbox and give me a microphone. They would not like me. You know what I mean? That being said, I'm rooting for AOC. I'm rooting for Tim Walz. I'm rooting for Pete Buttigieg. Who else? Bernie, of course. I don't think he's gonna run though. See, the problem is the system, and we have people in there that are trying to help and trying to do the right things, but then the majority of like corporate interests and everything else from both parties just overshadows and conspires its way against it, you know? It's like a chessboard. It's like watching Queen's Gambit on Netflix or something, you know? We're caught up like in the whole, oh my God! I'm just kind of ranting and raving at this point. I went from talking about how work is so crazy and the system is so oppressive to how like the fucking world is burning and everything is kind of shitty. But also everything's not shitty at the same time. There's good things that happen. There are good people out there. But I hate to have this whole thing of like they're good or bad. You know, I think there's good or bad actions, and that people learn or don't learn from that, and you're either that or you're not. You're either a person that learns from your mistakes or you don't. Plain and simple. You're either a person that reflects on your behavior and thinks about, why did I behave this way? Or why do I put up with this? Instead, you provide just this endless cycle of insanity that has happened forever. Sounds oddly familiar to a living situation I recently came out of personally. God bless America. But at the same time, man, like, when you think back to when you think about Make America Great Again and the history of this country, how it was founded and how it expanded and what happened, it's like, dude, when was it ever great, man? It was great before the fucking white people got here, I think, probably, you know, for a time. Because at least then there were, you know, mass herds of buffalo and the natives were peaceful. And they had their own tribes and their own tribal issues, but the land was untouched. The buffalo roamed free. The waters ran clear, like crystal blue. Lewis and Clark probably had a fucking field day when they were out there. You know what I mean? They were probably, you know, on cloud fucking 9, being like, wow, look at all this shit, man. It's crazy. And now look at what we got. We got cool shit, but then you look across the world, China and Japan are fucking doing it way better, bro, in most aspects. Granted, there's still, like, human rights issues of overworking and underpaying people. That's terrible. I do not agree with that, obviously, because we deal with that and it's way worse. But, you know, they have shit like the hyper rail, you know, and like fucking, they don't have planes crashing and shit, I don't think. It's just insane to have to be in this kind of situation, because I gotta give much respect to that, like, Swedish girl that everybody used to clown on that was, like, talking about climate change. Because I knew, too, at a young age, like, climate change was serious. You know, I learned about that shit in school. Like, not to be, like, sounding like, oh, the public school indoctrinated their fucking liberal agenda into this kid. It's like, no, this is scientific fact, dog. If you disagree with scientific facts, then we can't, like, have a discussion, really. You know what I mean? And when I say scientific facts, I mean actually, like, scientific facts that are proven by scientists, that are backed up by research, that are, you know, that research is more than likely funded by the taxpayers' dollars, and then also that research is then stolen by corporations to be used for their products. Do you see the scam, dude? Barely fix fucking potholes and roads consistently, yet alone talk about, like, oh yeah, make America great again. Can barely fucking think about how we're gonna, you know, fix bridges, yet we're sending bombs overseas to fucking murder families and mutilate children. God. Like, it hurts. If it doesn't hurt you a little bit to, like, see any of that shit, and, like, you know, your immediate reaction is like, oh my God, I need to, like, turn this off. Like, no, you need to fucking watch this. You need to see it happen, because if you don't, you're just gonna be, like, ignorant to what's happening all the time, and what are you gonna do? We can't be ignorant. We gotta wake up. We can't let the fucking war machine and the culture fucking bullshit theater WWE class war that they got going on, you can't let that shit ruin our lives, man. They're trying to, like, cut all these things to save all, you know, all this money, and then it's just gonna fund all this bullshit. More people are gonna die. But, oh yeah, then that one lady can just be all like, well, honey, everybody dies. Everybody dies? You know that, like, Fallout, what was that? The Fallout 4 thing? Everyone liked that? Well, everybody did not like that. Everybody disliked that. Everybody vilifies you now, actually. You know what I mean? If you want a, like, good Fallout analogy to how this is all playing out, really, imagine what we're looking at now as, like, what would happen if Caesar's Legion ended up taking Hoover Dam. That's what we're, like, imagining. Like, now, obviously, I don't think they're gonna be out here, like, fucking putting people in bomb collars and, like, raping women. But you never know nowadays. You really never know. I mean, they're already deporting people to fucking prison camps anyway. So you might as well throw a bomb collar on just in case if they try to escape, right? And they try to get sent back to the country that they got fucking wrongfully deported from. That way when they leave the prison, their fucking just head explodes and they never have to remember any of the traumatizing things that happened. Everybody dies. child, everybody dies, dude. It's nothing. It's nothing. You know? It's nothing. It's like a big old fucking episode of Saw that never stops. Your final challenge. Your final challenge. Your final challenge. Your final challenge. And you gotta do this you gotta drag your dick through glass every day of your life just to even feel like you're getting somewhere and getting ahead in a little bit. And then what? Kneecapped the fuck out of. You know what I mean? By some bullshit. Your final challenge. Your final challenge. Break down the establishment and rebuild it properly with people who are responsible, who know how to fix the system in a way that works for the working class and all of the people. Everybody. The working people, the disenfranchised, the sick, the elderly, everybody, dude. I'm talking everybody. We are not having this all for one Elon Musk motherfucker type, you know, everybody. No. All for one bullshit. One for all. At least I think that's the right anime reference. I really have not been watching much of My Hero Academia recently. And it's not because I think it's kind of cringe nowadays. It's just, you know, anime just... I'm not a fucking nerd who, like, wastes all the time watching anime every day. That's just something I'm not into. I reserve anime to 1 day a week, actually. Sunday. Wanna know why? New episodes of One Piece come out on Saturday. And even then, I don't watch every episode of One Piece every week. I let like 3 or 4 build up and then I watch them all in once. Animes for Sunday. Anime Sunday, chill. You know, it could be great. I've yet to like pull out the system for gaming and all that stuff though. And it's not that I don't really want to. It'd be like a big scene to kind of just pull out all my gaming shit at work like that. Plus, I kind of want to get like some kind of foldable table or something to at least put it on. So I'm not just like putting it on the fucking hood of my car. You know what I mean? Or putting it on the ground. I mean, I do have like 2 chairs, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh, would you look at that? Another lady leaving. What time is it? There, now you can kind of see. This is why, like, I always wear a fucking hat. My hair's fucking long as shit. I got fucking goofy ass fucking patches of fucking hair. I'm trying to fucking regrow with fucking hymns and shit. Okay? There. You happy now? You get to see me without my fucking hat a little bit. Okay? I fucking hate it too. I need a haircut. I want to get all of it cut or get like a mullet or something. I don't know. God. Anyway. So, the other day, I was kind of just going off on Saturday, just talking about things in life. And it made me kind of realize, like, man, I really do need to, like, kind of form a little bit more of a structure when I put videos together or when I'm about to talk about something. Because I don't want to just be like some kind of crazy dude on the side of the road spouting a bunch of ideas that make people think, like, oh, he's crazy and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's just high as shit and his ADHD takes over and he's just, like, looking at shit, getting distracted and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it, dude. Anyway, Saturday came and went. Work went fine. I've been writing in my journal daily, which has been pretty good. It helps me keep track of events and of things that have happened and my mood and all that sort of thing. So that's pretty good. Trying to, what else to think? What happened? What's today? Today is Tuesday. I don't have to work today or tomorrow. We're all set up with like AAA and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. I would say though, the only thing that I'm kind of excited for, or at least ready to experience more of, is going out and doing things. So I made my car payment, I made my insurance payment, I paid for AAA. I'm gonna have to like still obviously get some, I'm probably gonna need to get a new battery for the car, but I'm gonna wait and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna, when I get access to the AAA stuff, I'm gonna just be like, hey, please, could you just send a guy out here, have them do a battery test for me. Maybe I need a jump start or something. I would appreciate it. We're gonna hopefully get going right then and there, and if we don't, well, then I'll get a new battery eventually when I can. Point is, all the bills are paid and caught up on for the next whole month. I still have a little bit of money in the bank account. Investment portfolio is steady. We're up 1% in everything, and it's only been a couple weeks, which kind of is sad, because thinking about 1%, what's 1% of fucking $10,000? That's $100 fucking dollars. It's whatever. It's fine. I'm reflecting on what could have been if I had been just, not blatantly misinformed on where to invest my money and wasted it. I'm in control of my own money, obviously. Things are going great today, though. It's Tuesday. It's almost noon-ish. I got out here at about 9:30-ish, 10 o'clock, and I pulled out the solar panel and the battery, and I've been pulling a steady 180 watts, near 200 watts for a couple hours now. The battery is a little bit over halfway charged, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna probably go anywhere to eat for a while. I do want to go for a walk, probably, because it's a very nice day. The weather is beautiful. It is slightly cloudy. What else is there to do? I don't get paid till next week, but I don't think that's really much of an issue, because we have so many other things that we're planning to do. It's going to be great. We're going to be starting a business out of the back of the car, which is kind of crazy to say, but I feel like that's something I should at least acknowledge or put you onto. I kind of wish my co-partner was a little bit more excited, but she is probably just, stressed out because she has to fucking find a new place to move and live and all that. That's like, but anyway, we're going to be making big moves soon. I'm waiting on just some money to file the legal work and probably open a business bank account and all that stuff all at once. And then I'll have all this other shit we're gonna do. But we're starting a business, baby. We're gonna be ready. If we have the LLC name, we'll be ready. Business is coming. We're gonna be starting our own business. It's gonna be great. All right. That was a quick little 5-minute update. I don't think there's really anything else that's gonna happen. If I go anywhere, I'll let you know. I'll bring you with me. All right. Bye. All right. So basically, it's Wednesday. It's 10 o'clock. Things are popping. People are having fun. I'm outside. I got the gaming set up. I'm installing Spider-Man. And I'm also just watching stuff on my phone. Making a couple songs. Putting a project together. Gonna be recording in the studio hopefully in a couple weeks. So that's cool. Trying to think about what else is important. Got an idea for a business. Trying to put that together. Gonna need to get a few things like a PO box in general, just for all my mail and the mail for the business. I'm gonna need to get some legal paperwork filed, but I'm gonna probably pay to have all that stuff done anyway. Let's see, what else? I really wanted to just enjoy my 2 off days. I'm probably gonna end up posting this weekend. It's going to be just another long upload with another just very inflamed title. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on that's kind of crazy, all over the whole country. And they're probably planning to, they're trying to do a lot worse this weekend on the 14th. If possible, if the car's up and running by then, I'm going to make an attempt to go down to Detroit to the protest, or to Ferndale for the protest, because there are protests scheduled for a few hours on Saturday nearby. So that's cool. Let me think. Is there anything else I can think of? No, not really. I'm gonna probably need a shower again, that's cool, But otherwise, once Spider-Man finishes finally fucking installing,
I'm gonna hopefully play it, or I'm just gonna fucking play more Pokemon or play something else, because I really I don't know if I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. This is actually pretty good. I'm getting tired at 10 o'clock. Holy shit. That's finally fucking normal, right? I'm charging the controller also for the PlayStation at the same time. Just because, obviously that fucking sucks. Look at these stupid dumbass kids up in the fucking parking structure. And I swear, they'd be so fucking ballsy sometimes. There'd be motherfuckers that'd be up at the top of the parking structure and, like, on the ledge, like, sitting or standing on the ledge up at top. Granted, I've been up there before and seen what they're standing on. I would still not trust it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, I would not trust being up there at all. I hate heights. I am deathly afraid of heights. That is my phobia. Like, oh my god, I've ridden roller coasters before and I fucking cry. You know what I mean? Because the sinking feeling of just all of it. Sometimes it's fun, but other times it's just like, oh my god, I can't handle it. There's only a certain amount of extreme I can handle before I, like, start to fucking fear for my life in a certain way. It is a very nice, warm summer night. Well, I guess it's not summer yet, but it's almost summer. And it's a very nice night. We'll see what new things have in store. We've been pretty good about, trying to write daily at least. I want to get back into reading, pick up a book, fiction or nonfiction, doesn't really matter. And then I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get the fucking car situation, and I gotta make a trip to the storage unit or something. I gotta drive somewhere. Because this sucks, sorta. But it's okay, because AAA is taken care of, and all the other bills are taken care of, and I still have a little bit of money to make it, until payday next week. So that's okay. I'm gonna basically just be busy every day for the next few days. So maybe that's probably, after work or before work, I'll just charge the phone and I'll try to upload either Friday or Saturday. Man. Otherwise, things I would say are doing pretty good. It's nice seeing all the nice, cool cars people are driving. Although, some of the bike riders, the motorcycle riders, they be risking it for the biscuit, bro. All to look cool and sound cool. Like, come on, bro. Don't do this. Don't fucking murder yourself just because you want to look cool. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna play my game probably. I'll see if I can record some of it when I do. I was playing Minecraft a little bit earlier, but then I got sent on a fetch quest to go pick up cookies for the people at work, so that was fun. It's nice to be nice sometimes and just do nice things. Just for others. They all do a lot for me, and they're all very helpful. And in a way, I do love them as much as I'm possibly capable of doing so. You know what I mean? Like, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm, like, overwhelming sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I just get, like, so excited, and, like, I have, like, autism or something like that. And it's, like, because, like, I don't know, like, you go so many years without, like, meeting someone who you, like, genuinely find interest in and attraction to, and you're like, oh my god, finally. Like, play it cool. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god. Oh, I'm still recording, of course. Self-report. Either I'll edit that out or I'll leave it in. Damn, I'm yawning a lot. Maybe I will end up falling asleep soon.